Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is kind of a mail call and a first look at the Pool of Radiance Trilogy in memory of James M. Ward, who passed away unfortunately this March 18th of 2024. When I first heard of James Ward's passing, this would have been the morning of the 19th. Started reading some of the articles and everything, and even though I was very familiar with his work that he did with AD&D and with Gamma World and with Metamorphosis Alpha, I and the Starship Warden when he was working with Troll Lord Games and such, I was very, very aware of the of his chops as a game developer, as a writer, as a in general a creator. Really knew of his reputation as a convention dungeon master, and just the games that he was running at conventions, and the frequency that he attended conventions as well. And I mean, he was universally respected. No one has ever had anything bad to say about the gentleman. So when I heard of his passing, I did a really quick live stream on that day as well. And when I learned that the Pool of Radiance it really has a unique spot, because it was the first adaptation of Dungeons and Dragons to a computer game. And it's not only just a computer game, but it was an award-winning computer game at the time. So, the SSI Pool of Radiance series of video games is really, really praised as a groundbreaking and really innovative way of seeing Dungeons and Dragons really for the first time in that format. So I wanted to get a hold of the books, which I've never owned prior to this, and so I jumped onto eBay, and I found these three novels bundled up, and I was like, fantastic. So I'm going to show you that really quick. So this is the purchase that I made, and I want to give a shout out to Matson Sells. His name is Scott. So Scott Matson, and you can see he has 443 reviews, 100% positive, and I am really, really happy with both the condition of the books, the how fast they arrived, and quite frankly the value. I mean, I paid about $27, including shipping and handling and tax and everything, and the delivery was super fast. And the books are gorgeous. I'm gonna show off the books as well. For books that are going back to 1989 to I believe 1993 is the third in the series, perhaps. So I mean, these are really quite old, and in great condition. So if you have any opportunity to, if you're looking to buy stuff and everything, and you see that Matson Sells has anything up there, I highly recommend him as a seller. All right, going to switch back to views here again. I'm going to go to full screen. So here is the first of the novels, and Pool of Radiance by James M. Ward and Jane Cooper Hong. So the secondary author is going to change with the other two books. So let me read this to you really quick. So the Pool of Radiance. The spellcaster Shao seeks to avenge the death of her wizard master. The ranger thief Ren hunts the assassin who brutally murdered his beloved Tempest. Excuse me. The cleric Tarl prepares for a confrontation with the undead. A possessed dragon commands the undead armies of Valhingen graveyard and the beasts from the ruins of Flan. Desperate, Shal, Ren, and Tarl join forces to deliver Flan and the entire Moonsea from the dark possession of the evil reincarnate Tyrannothraxus. Another exciting novel based on the Forgotten Realms adventures from TSR. Pool of Radiance is written by James Ward and Jane Hong. Now an award-winning computer game by SSI. So the novel came first and then it was transferred over into a computer game form. The second book in the series is The Pool of Darkness, and this now introduces Anne K. Brown as a secondary author. The entire city of Flan has vanished, ripped from the surface of Toril by dire creatures and magical forces. While the minions of the evil god Bane bicker over the spoils, the brave citizens of Flan mount a stubborn defense. A ranger thief named Ren seeks his missing friends Shal and Tarl, spellcasters non-peril, non-peril. Ren must band together with a mysterious sorceress, Yvain, and her intrepid shapeshifter Cat, as well as a couple of droll druids and a fearful knight who is absolutely positively dead. Pool of Darkness is based on the game of the same name, revisits the heroes of Flan 10 years after the city was saved in the best-selling novel and computer game Pool of Radiance. So now this was based on the game itself. And so you're having that crossover, right? The first book goes from book to game. The second book is coming from what you could experience in the game, now in book form. And then finally, Pool of Twilight. The holy hammer of the Church of Tyr was captured by the evil god Bane 2 decades ago. When Bane was destroyed, the relic vanished. The legacy of recovering the lost item was granted to a paladin before his birth. Now the young warrior must fulfill his destiny and return the enchanted hammer to the forces of good in the land of the Moonsea. Danger, deception, and loyal friends will accompany him on his faithful journey. And this is the continuation of the best-selling Pool of Radiance and Pool of Darkness series based on Forgotten Realms, world of TSR, and the award-winning computer SSI game. So now I have these books that will take their place on my on my D&D and fantasy science fiction novels. Again, thank you so much to Scott for providing the opportunity to get these as quickly in such great condition that they are, and and as inexpensively as I've seen out there. So a really great purchase. How am I going to consume these? Most likely, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I do commute quite often. And so audiobooks is always the route I generally go in. I shouldn't say always and generally, but it's almost always the route that I go with books. So I just wanted to show really quickly that these are, of course, available on Amazon. And yes, you're looking at the right screen here. So looking at book 1 in audio is 11 hours and 6 minutes long. Book 2 is going to be 10 hours and 51 minutes long. And book 3 is, I believe, like 12 hours and 24 minutes long. So we're looking at probably about 30, 35 or 36 hours or so. And for me, that is going to equate to a little over 3 weeks of of listening. Probably about maybe even close to 4 weeks. Let's say 4 weeks of listening time for myself during my commute. So we'll re-up my membership and pick up those three audiobooks probably over the next 3 months or so. So hey, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've already read these books, I really appreciate, you coming in and talking about it. I know in the last video, in the live stream that I did, I spoke about that you can get the Pool of Radiance video game on, on Steam for, it's bundled up for like $32. You get the entire, whole huge catalog of games. I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I'm going to buy the whole, that whole package, of games, or just select the Pool of Radiance games, and I could probably get all three of those or so for under $15. So I'll probably go that route because I'll probably never get around to playing all of the other ones. It's a tough. I don't know if it's still even on sale at this point, but certainly look into it if you're into that kind of thing and you want to see that original game system and game, computer game for the Pool of Radiance as well. So thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share some memories you have with the works of James M. Ward. If you've actually met him, I know one of my players in my game. Kelly has worked with James and knows him very well, and he too took the passing pretty hard, being a former colleague of James Ward when Kelly worked at TSR back in the early '80s. So yeah, but certainly share your memories of him and share your experience with his works, and you all have a great rest of your day. Take care.